Hey there, you. Yeah, you the one who's been scrolling through YouTube, maybe doubting yourself, wondering if you've got what it takes to chase that big dream, nail that interview, or just walk into a room like you own it. What if I told you that confidence isn't something you're born with? It's not some magical gift reserved for the lucky few. It's a skills learnable, actionable skill that you can start building today. And in this video, I'm spilling the secrets from the Confidence Code by Caddy K and Claire Shipman, mixed with some real-life stories and practical tips that'll have you feeling unstoppable. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll have a step-by-step roadmap to unlock confidence fast, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single second. All right, let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach before a big moment? Maybe it's standing up to speak in a meeting, asking for a raise, or even just posting that video you've been too scared to share. That voice in your head whispers, "You're not good enough," or "What if you fail?" I've been there. Heck, I'm betting most of us have. But here's the thing. Confidence isn't about never feeling scared. It's about learning how to push through that fear and show up anyway. I remember the first time I had to give a presentation at work. My hands were shaking, my voice was wobbling, and I was convinced everyone could see right through me. But something clicked that day when I stumbled through it and realized I survived. And not only did I survive, but I got better. That's when I started digging into what makes confident people tick. And that's when I found a confidence code. This book isn't just another self-help fluff piece. It's packed with science, stories, and strategies that actually work. So, today, I'm breaking it all down for you. Everything from why confidence feels so elusive to how you can build it faster than you ever thought possible. Before we dive in, hit that like button if you're ready to level up your confidence game. And subscribe with that bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Let's do this. So, let's start with the big question. What even is confidence? If you think it's about strutting around like you've got it all figured out, think again. According to the Confidence Code, confidence is the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's not about being perfect or fearless. It's about trusting yourself to take action, even when you're not 100% sure of the outcome. Here's a story from the book that really hit home for me. Caddy and Claire talk about a woman named Sarah, a super smart engineer who was killing at her job but felt paralyzed when it came to speaking up in meetings. She'd sit there, overthinking every word, worried she'd sound dumb. Sound familiar? Sarah's story stuck with me because it shows how confidence isn't tied to how talented you are, it's about how you act on that talent. The authors dive into the science here, and it's fascinating. They point out that confidence is partly genetic. Some people are wired to feel bolder, but it's also heavily influenced by your environment and your choices. That's the good news. You can build confidence no matter where you're starting from. And the first step? Stop waiting to feel ready. The book calls this the confidence gap, especially for women who tend to hold back until they're certain they're qualified. Meanwhile, others, often men, are more likely to just jump in, ready or not. Let me share a quick story from my own life. A few years ago, I was offered a chance to lead a project at work. I was not ready. I didn't have all the skills, and I was terrified I'd mess it up, but I said yes anyway. And you know what? I figured it out as I went. That's what the Confidence Code calls action breeds confidence. The more you do, the more you believe you can do. So, here's your first takeaway. Confidence isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a muscle you build by taking action. Start small. Raise your hand in a meeting. Post that Instagram story you've been overthinking. Every tiny step counts. Let's keep going. There's so much more to unpack. The science behind confidence. Okay, let's nerd out for a bit, because the science of confidence is so cool. The Confidence Code dives deep into how our brains are wired for confidence, sometimes against it. One big player? Dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical in your brain that lights up when you take risks and succeed. The more you act, the more dopamine you get, and the more confident you feel. It's like a confidence snowball effect. But here's the flip side. Our brains are also wired to protect us. That's why that little voice of self-doubt, your inner critic, can be so loud. It's trying to keep you safe from failure or embarrassment. The problem? In today's world, that overprotective brain can hold you back from taking the risks that lead to growth. The book also talks about something called overthinking, which is a confidence killer. I'll bet you've done this. You're about to make a decision, but you start spiraling, analyzing every possible outcome until you're paralyzed. I used to do this all the time when I was trying to start this YouTube channel. I'd obsess over whether my videos were good enough or if people would judge me. Spoiler alert, they weren't perfect and some people did judge me. But I kept going, and that's what made a difference. Here's a practical tip from the book. When you catch yourself overthinking, set a timer for 5 minutes. Write down your thoughts, then make a decision and act. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. Try it this week. Pick one thing you've been hesitating on. Set that timer and just do it. You'll be amazed at how empowering it feels. Oh, and one more thing before we move on. The authors talk about how confidence isn't just about you, it's also about how you're perceived. Studies show that confident body language like standing tall, making eye contact, or even just smiling can actually make you feel more confident. It's called power posing. And it's legit. Try this. Stand up right now, put your hands on your hips like a superhero, and hold it for 2 minutes. Feel that shift? That's your brain getting a confidence boost. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to it later. The confidence gap and how to close it. Let's talk about something the confidence code spends a lot of time on. The confidence gap. This is the idea that women, in particular, tend to underestimate their abilities, while men are more likely to overestimate theirs. Now, this isn't about bashing anyone. It's just what the research shows. And it's not set in stone. Anyone can close that gap with the right tools. One story from the book that stuck with me is about a female CEO who admitted she almost turned down her dream job because she didn't feel qualified enough. Meanwhile, her male colleagues were applying for roles they were way less qualified for and getting them. The difference? They weren't waiting for permission or perfection. They just went for it. This hit me hard because I've done the same thing. I used to think I needed to check every box before going after something big. But here's what I learned. Nobody's ever 100% ready. Confidence comes from jumping in before you feel ready. So, here's a challenge for you. This week, say yes to one opportunity that scares you. Maybe it's applying for a job, asking someone out, or pitching an idea. Just say yes and figure out as you go. Another key from the book is to reframe failure. Confident people don't see failure as a dead end. They see it as feedback. I love this story from my friend Jake, who's a musician. He bombed his first open mic night. Like crickets. But instead of quitting, he asked for feedback, practice, and went back. Now he's playing sold-out shows. Failure didn't define him, it taught him. So, how do you close the confidence gap? Start by owning your wins, no matter how small. Keep a win journal where you write down one thing you did well each day. Maybe you spoke up in a group chat or finished a tough workout. Over time, you'll see how capable you really are. And don't skip this, it's a game changer. All right, we're getting to the good stuff. The actionable steps to build confidence fast. The confidence code is packed with strategies, and I'm going to share my favorites, plus a few I've learned along the way. Grab a notebook, because you're going to want to write these down. Strategy 1. Take small risks daily. The book emphasizes that confidence grows through action. Start with low-stakes risks, like complimenting a stranger or trying a new hobby. I did this when I started running. I was not a runner, but I committed to jogging for 10 minutes a day. It was hard, but every step made me feel stronger. What's one small risk you can take today? Share it in the comment side. Love to hear. Strategy 2. Master your mindset. Your thoughts shape your confidence. The authors talk about cognitive restructuring, which is a fancy way of saying challenge your negative thoughts. When that inner critic says, you're going to fail, ask yourself, what's the evidence of that? Most of the time, there isn't any. Replace it with, I'm going to try my best, and that's enough. I do this before every video I record, and it's helped me push through self-doubt. Strategy 3. Build a confidence Kaworu. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The book mentions how your environment impacts your confidence. If you're around negative people, it's harder to feel bold. Seek out mentors, friends, or online communities that inspire you. I joined a local entrepreneurship group, and just being around ambitious, positive people made me feel like I could do anything. Strategy 4. Practice power posing. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth repeating. Before a big moment like a date or a presentation, spend 2 minutes in a powerful pose. Shoulders back, chin up, hands on hips. It sounds silly, but the science backs it up. It boosts your testosterone and lowers stress hormones, making you feel ready to conquer anything. Strategy 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. The confidence code stresses that perfectionism is the enemy of confidence. Instead of aiming for flawlessness, aim for progress. I used to stress about making perfect videos, but I realized my audience loves my authenticity, not my polish. So, give yourself permission to be a work in progress. It's incredibly freeing. Let me tell you about my cousin Mia. She wanted to start a bakery, but was terrified of failing. She started small, selling cupcakes at local events. They weren't perfect, but people loved them. That gave her the confidence to open her own shop. Today, she's thriving not because she was perfect, but because she kept going. What's your cupcake moment? What's one small step you can take toward your dream? Let's be honest. Building confidence isn't a straight line. There will be setbacks. The Confidence Code talks about how resilient people bounce back by reframing challenges. One setback I faced was getting negative comments on my early videos. It stung, but I realized those comments weren't about me. They were about the commenter's own insecurities. Here's how to handle setbacks like a pro. Step 1. Pause and breathe. When something goes wrong, take a moment to breathe before reacting. Step 2. Reframe it. Ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why did this happen to me? Step 3. Reach out, talk to someone you trust. A friend, mentor, or even a therapist can help you see the bigger picture. Step 4. Keep moving. The biggest confidence killer is giving up. Even a tiny step forward keeps the momentum going. I'll never forget the time I bombed a live webinar. I froze, forgot my lines, and felt like a total failure. But I got back online the next week. And you know what? People appreciate my honesty about messing up. It made me relatable. Your setbacks don't define you. Your comeback does. So, how do you put all this into action? Let's wrap up with a 30-day confidence challenge inspired by the Confidence Code. For the next 30 days, commit to these 3 things. First, take one risk daily. Big or small, do something that scares you. Second, write down one win each day. Build that win journal we talked about. Third, practice power posing. Before any big moment, strike a confident pose for 2 minutes. I did this challenge myself last year, and it was life-changing. I started saying yes to opportunities one would have avoided, like speaking at a local event. I wasn't perfect, but I felt alive. And that's what confidence is all about, showing up as your true, imperfect self. Wow, we've covered a lot, haven't we? From the science of confidence to practical strategies and real-life stories, you now have everything you need to start building confidence today. So, here's your homework. Pick one thing from this video to try this week. Maybe it's a small risk, a power pose, or starting that win journal. Share what you're going to do in the comments below. I am reading every single one, and I can't wait to cheer you on. If you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Want more tips like this? Check out my playlist on personal growth. Link to playlist if applicable. And if you're ready to dive deeper, grab a copy of the Confidence Code. It's a game changer. Let's keep this confidence journey going together. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video.